welcome again in this episode of trying to get this 850 to work. Yes, I had a haircut because someone told me I looked like an 80-year-old, so I had to do something about that. Ta-da! Now, last time we talked about there was a key missing. I'd like to show you what that key.
This here is a key. That key sits right there. That key is the only reason why the clutch and the transmission itself is actually connected. That is because of this key down here. So if it's not there, this will slip around and you'll get what we saw in the oils that was blackish, grayish, and filled up with, well, shreds, debris, whatever. So the plan is taking out, of course, this here clutch here, put in the key in the groove, get the transmission, the clutch back in, lock it with firstly the locking metal here, tighten it with that bolt there, a nut of sorts, and here we have a pressure plate. The pressure plate is, when all this is in here, you put the pressure plate on top of that. Remember to put it correctly. I mean, if you put it like this, it won't help anything because there's actually a lock here and a lock there. So you have to put it in right, like that. It's a kind of a delicate tinkering job, so I can't really hold the phone at the same time as doing this. So I will show you when the key is in, and when the locking piece of locking metal here and the nut is in. Okay, and before I put in the pressure plate. So for you, just take a few seconds. For me, it's hours. Now you see it. It's in. I just have to remove this. Okay, it's in. Come on, it's in. You can see it right there. So this is now secure, right? So then comes the locking plate. If I can get the groove right, there we go. Right, like that. Plop. And then we take the nuts, put that on, and after that, the pressure plate. Cool. Right, so I put locking plates and the nut on it, and now I have to lock it, which means I have to bend up the metal so that it'll lock up to the side of the nut. Let me show you, like this. Okay, so now it's a pressure plate. It's going to come on top here, and we'll be ready to put the lid back on here, which is over here, right? Remember the gaskets, and let's move on from there. Boom, there you have it. It's a little bit of a tinkering job, but be patient, and whatever you do not lose your temper. Just don't, because it'll never work. So now we're gonna go for the gasket here, and the lid, which is over there. Ta-ta! That's next. There we have it. Yeah. Lid's back on, and there is a gasket between there. Why do I use this kind of thing here? Well, because I am afraid that I might over tighten these things. So remember, I used to work with these and not these. So lid's back on. Now we need the oil pump in here, and we will have to put on the rear differential, the housing and the rear differential. And when all that's done, we're going to set the machine up, or the engine up, and we're going to be working on the cylinder head and the piston. Right, so let's keep cracking, Fleming. So I took the liberty of putting the differential on, or the differential casing, some of it. You see there's traces of liquid gasket here, and I have to use the same because I couldn't find a gasket anywhere, even not on eBay, not on anywhere. So I thought, okay, if they use this, then perhaps I'll do the same. I'll just try it anyways, right? But it's not really that difficult. You have the housing itself that is connected, screwed in with these 5 nuts and bolts here. It's a tight fit around this, and then you get it over, and then you have the differential you just put in, and the drive here, and of course then there's the lid with the changing unit here, right? And I think I'd put this one on and holding it and putting it on so that the sprocket won't fall off. Yeah, but first we're gonna do a little liquid gasket here, and yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna use liquid gasket as I told you, and I found this Super RGB silicone black. This is from a company that we use. I think it's German. It's called Weird, and it's pretty good. That's usually what I use for when I have to do these. I've checked everywhere, and I can't find anything and any description about a gasket of any kind. So, well, I'm just gonna use this. Right. So I'm gonna pack it with a very thin layer. I'm gonna put back the lid here and the shifter. And this shifter here is for reverse and forward gear. Okay. And there we have it. Differential is all been locked in place. It's really not that difficult to get this in. I'll just slide in with the sprocket here. Just plop in. Just be careful that it doesn't release the grip. It has a grip around the sprocket itself, has a grip. So if it just loses, we'll pick it back up, put it in, try again. Yeah. There you are. Okay, so next is I'm gonna find the rest of the bolts for the rest of the holes here, and I'm gonna connect that. And we'll be looking at the flywheel next after that. Cool. Yeah, well, I flipped around a bit so we can get working on this. So this is all connected now. All of this is now tightened into the specific torque. You can find that if you go onto Google and you write Ape 50 service manual. You can download that, and I think it is in English, German, other languages. But anyways, so the next will be getting the flywheel back on and the cylinder. So I cleaned it up a bit, as you can see here. It looked like shit. And in here, you see there's a marking. What the hell is it? There it is. See, there's a marking in here. When I took it off, it was a bit off that one, so I figured perhaps I'll just try here. I haven't really found anywhere where it says where it's supposed to be, so I'll try this for first. It's not worse off than you can just pull the thing off and twist it a bit, and that's it. So I'm going to try it here and see what happens. But first, this one's back on. And there you have it. I'm sorry, there's a fly in here. There you have it. Flywheel's on. Everything is tightened, as is coded to the specified torque I found on that PDF file. So I was thinking that perhaps now is a good time to stop the video and make another one that is only about installing the cylinder head and the piston. Because then I'm going to do a little bit more thorough description about that. So far it looks pretty good. I've changed out the top here because well, the other one smelled awful because all that transmission oil that has this foul stench. You have no fucking idea. Jesus Christ. So, but wait, hey. So, this is it for now. And hopefully you'll stick around for the next video, which will be about, well, this is the old one. New one's in here. We'll be placing on that. So, have a nice evening and thank you for watching. See you soon.